Hey everybody, Dr. Foskey here with another quick video. This one is about the high register, and we're going to talk specifically about high F. Now, high F is a note that for me, for whatever reason, has never really been a struggle, except for a point in time when I had a complete chop breakdown after a car wreck where I hurt my face, and it took me a long time to build it back. But once I built it back, I had a reliable high F again. And there's a couple of different things that I did to work on that. But first, I want to explain what happened with the injury. I had a car wreck, fell asleep behind the wheel, hit a concrete wall. The airbag deployed, and it basically, with the impact, made this quarter, this part of my face, below my cheek, and from the center of my face, or center of my mouth, over all the way, was numb. I couldn't drink water. I definitely couldn't buzz without a leak. So, I played an E in the staff, and if I glissed up to an F, it would. And if I went down to an E flat, it happened in both directions. Eventually, I was able to work up chromatically and get the F to speak, get the E flat to speak, and so on. Now, in that time, I did some free buzzing, and I can still do it, but I think it's actually something that's best as a tool for a specific issue along the way rather than something that should be a part of a daily routine. It's just my opinion on it. There are other people out there who believe that free buzzing is the way and the truth and the life. It's not me. It's not my thing. For me, I found over time that I was too tight when I did it. And when I'm in the upper register, tightness to me is one of the single biggest crushers of success in the upper register. What I'm aiming for is steady wind that's blown through a very small aperture that doesn't blow the aperture out. And I'm aiming to get the notes to speak and be resonant. So I'm going to start on the F, and I'm going to work my way up an F major scale. And I'm going to do it. You'll hear what I do. And so we're working our way up, note by note. I added a note to the scale as I went. And there's going to be a point for many of you, I understand, that you may not be able to do what I just did, and that's okay. But you can do some of it, and you can add a note every day, or you can add a note every week, or you can add a note every month, and you can have a relentless pursuit. You can take a piece of paper and a pencil, and you can write down the notes that you were successfully able to play, and you can write down the point where things sort of broke apart and stopped working. But I want to talk about why the notes tend to break apart and stop working. For a lot of players, I believe that the focus is too much in the center of the embouchure, too much in the center where the aperture happens. The squeeze of the lips together goes all the way across and shuts off the one place that needs to vibrate in order to get the notes to speak. And it's much easier, I think, to keep the notes vibrating than to make a note vibrate from nothing. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest. I think lips that are in vibration tend to stay in vibration. It's just easier that way. I don't know if that analogy makes sense or not, but it makes sense to my brain. So what I'm trying to do here is not overload anything. I'm not going for strength. I'm not trying to paste the high F against the wall. I'm just trying to get up to it and then go slightly beyond it. I don't know if you heard, I went up to the G above. And if I was working out something where I had a piece of music with several high Fs, I might try to go to the B flat above. I might just try to get all the way up to that so that the F is not at the peak of what I'm capable of doing. It's not at the absolute top. I'm not reaching for it. It's something that I can reach across to rather than reach up for. So that's sort of what I do with that. And if I find that notes choke off or stop speaking, I stop and I rest, and I'll employ one of these tools just to see. One thing that I might do is just buzz it on the mouthpiece. But I actually have another mouthpiece here. It's a cutaway that my dad made for me years ago. He was a jeweler, and so he a lot of attention to detail. It's the prettiest cutaway in the history of ever. But I might play the same exercise on the cutaway to make sure that my lips are still getting the wind that they need to vibrate. If it's working, when I go back to the horn, should be able to do the same thing. You can get the note to speak. But it starts by going gently and building up to it. Take your time. Be patient. It's okay to get frustrated. It's just not okay to quit. If I can help specifically with your issue, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And thanks for watching.